It was around the 20th of April. As usual, I was coming home from somewhere. So I went up to the 5th floor and started to open the door with my keys. It would seem that there is nothing special in this daily activity. But wait, either something with the lock, or I put the key in the wrong way, but the door does not open. I'm standing there fiddling with the lock. But with my peripheral, for those who do not know, lateral vision, I notice some figure in. No, not in a black suit with a red tie, as you probably thought, but in a dark blue cape with a hood. To make it easier to imagine, think of the character from Assassin's Creed. I'm sure you know at least something about him. But I digress. Since I was a fan of creepypasta, I got kind of scared. I began to reassure myself, it's just a person, and since he doesn't go up further, he's living or visiting someone on the 4th floor. But there's no way. He walks up to me. He's not even walking, he's hovering 15 to 20 inches high. I was very glad when the door finally opened and I ran into the apartment in a flash and rushed to close the door behind me. My house is my fortress, I said and looked through the peephole. I wish I hadn't done that. There was something staring at me, with empty eye sockets and huge, about 5 centimeters, bloody teeth, sharpened to a sharpness. I was really freaking out, so I stayed at home for the next few days, looking at the door with apprehension. But when I had to go to the store, I had to leave my house. First I looked through the peephole. It was empty. I cautiously, without creaking the door, stepped outside my hiding place. I walked quickly down the street without looking back. Then suddenly it was quite chilly for the end of April. Some kind of dark mass covered the sun. I ran. Just as I opened the door of the entryway, one came down from the 1st floor. I wanted to run outside, but the door wouldn't open. What do you want? Your death. It sounded like someone was scraping at metal with a file. I pushed him away, and then, not feeling my feet, I soared up to the 5th floor, quickly opened the door, locked myself in, and waited. The wait lasted a couple of seconds, and then one broke in, shattering the door. I ran into the kitchen, grabbed my biggest knife, and prepared to defend myself for at least a few seconds. It flew toward me and, unaware of fear, flew to within striking distance. I took advantage of this and landed a lethal blow. It collapsed to the floor. This is too good to be true, I thought, and I burned him. Now very often in the morning I find teeth marks on my door, but they can't do anything else. They are afraid. Support me by subscribing and liking. This is the best gratitude for me.